Last night, I forced myself to go to bed early, only to jolt awake at exactly 2 a.m. before my dream could even finish. Lighting a cigarette and replaying the dream in my mind, the pain only deepened now that I was awake. Such is life. We remain as distant as ever, even in my dreams. Lost in the melancholy of the night, not knowing what to do with myself, I ended up putting on a movie I had been meaning to watch for a while. I hadn't saved it for any profound reason. It stars Leslie Cheung and Maggie Cheung, both of whom I like very much. Long ago, after watching the trailer, I thought it would be a light-hearted comedy, something to watch when I needed a distraction to clear my mind. I've kept it on my list for quite some time, and last night, I finally watched it. As soon as the movie started, I was introduced to Leslie Cheung's character, a goofy, nerdy guy. The kind of guy who is so clumsy, he even messes up his walking. If I had said that while sitting next to you, I can already picture you retorting, "There you go, judging others again. Are you any better?" The flavor of Hong Kong romantic comedies is truly unique. The jokes are things you've seen a million times, yet they never get old. The plot is a classic love triangle. Leslie Cheung likes Maggie Cheung, while another girl, Anita Mui, likes Leslie. The premise isn't particularly groundbreaking, but thanks to the familiar faces and characters that are simple yet engaging to feel for, I found myself getting swept up in the story. I even found myself smiling when some of the cameo-like characters acted out. Before I knew it, the movie was nearing its end. If you just read the title out of context, you probably wouldn't know what it means. In Hong Kong, train stations have a yellow line marking where passengers should wait. Since the movie is called Behind the Yellow Line, it likely implies a story about people waiting for trains. After all, the movie begins and ends with a train. To be honest, I love it when movies feature trains and stations. I think a train adds a distinct aesthetic and mood to a film. While poetry often uses trains as a metaphor for departure, they can also represent reunions. As Diao Yinan said, "You can't separate trains from our lifelong memories." To some extent, trains are always intertwined with our life's moments, just like how I used to miss you while watching the train move along the tracks against the sunset, from the top of the station overpass on my way home, or the memory of you on the train wearing earphones, nodding your head and humming along as you listen to the song A Piaing, A Sang Pusa, a memory that hasn't faded from my mind even after more than 2 years. Tonight is a night where I am writhing in the agonizing beauty of memories. As the movie neared its end, wondering whether the characters behind the station's yellow line would reunite, I found myself longing for that one time I missed you after. You got off work at the little station where we used to wait for the Insign train. I, who would usually rush straight to you right after school, had never missed that train before. But due to unforeseen circumstances, I missed it that one time. No matter how much people say, don't forget the times you smiled just because you had to cry once. For an immature me, the sadness of that one day we missed each other when we never had before remains unforgettably painful even today. That is probably why this movie resonated so deeply with me. Do you think they will reunite at the little station while waiting for the train? Or do you think they'll drift apart? If you were to watch this movie, would it trigger the same memories for you? I doubt it. But people have their own ways of yearning, don't they? Even if your longing and mine aren't the same, I believe this movie could bring a sense of nostalgia to you too. And just like that, around 3:30 a.m., the movie ended. The ending left me feeling torn between happiness and sadness. The film finished on the screen, but it hasn't finished in my heart. Have you ever experienced this lingering feeling when certain movies end? At the very least, I needed to give this movie some closure for myself, so I jotted down my lingering emotions into a poem. I don't even know if it can be called a poem. That's not my profession anyway, but this little cluster of words is simply how I felt about the movie and about us. Deep Purple rose on a night just like this. I woke up again, I wouldn't remember. The dark green rays shadowed upon the days I wouldn't remember. The sorrow shadowed upon the days behind the yellow line in a dream where sound no longer exists, acting as though I couldn't exist without you. These are the days I spend longing only for soft pink lips. Behind the Yellow Line was directed by Taylor Wong and stars top idols from Hong Kong's golden era, such as Leslie Cheung, Maggie Cheung, and Anita Mui. What's notable about this film is that 1984 marked a period dangerously close to the decline of Shaw Brothers. Though they could no longer compete with Golden Harvest, Shaw Brothers still managed to produce some touching films with this fresh style during that era. It also happened to be one of the movies Leslie Cheung and the others shot with Shaw Brothers. Leslie Cheung and Anita Mui were among the most successful to cross over from cantopop to the film industry, and back in the cantopop scene of that era, no one could surpass their stardom. Add in Maggie Cheung, the actress with the most Best Actress awards in Hong Kong, and, while Behind the Yellow Line might not be a flawless masterpiece, it is undeniably a touching film where you can see the legends of Hong Kong's golden era all gathered together.